Welcome back to the Morning Blend. Many educators and psychologists say they're very concerned about the mental health of young people today. Our next guest helps schools with online safety to identify kids who are struggling, as well as prevent things such as self-harm, bullying, and school violence. Detective Rich Wistocki is here with online safety tips from Lightspeed Systems. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you, Molly?
I'm doing great. Thank you. First, talk a little bit about how you got involved in protecting young people online.
So I am a law enforcement officer for the past 30 years. I retired in 2018 after I was asked to do a TED Talk, and then all hell broke loose, and I was teaching all over the country in schools about keeping kids safe on their devices, teaching parents, teaching faculty what to do when a student comes forward with some information, and also to train law enforcement nationwide. So my last 23 years in law enforcement has been to protect children online. I've arrested over 300 internet predators in my career, and I continue to help law enforcement to do the same.
So tell us what we need to know right now, because here's the thing, because of the pandemic, so many students were doing school online remotely, and many students now have school devices that they bring home, or they're on devices of their own, computers, laptops, their phones. What do parents need to know about our kids today, and how prolific the use of technology is?
So parents need to understand and ask the right questions, right? When the school gives them an iPad, a Chromebook, or a laptop, they automatically assume that this device is safe in their homes. Well, sometimes it's not. It's safe in lockdown while they're in school. However, when they come home, is this device safe? And a lot of times schools will say, no, that's up to you, the parent. Well, that's not good enough. So I vet many different filtering softwares and monitoring programs that are out in the marketplace. So when I came across Lightspeed Systems, I have to tell you, so Lightspeed System is one of the only companies that is that is an Apple educational partner. And what does that mean? When you have a regular iPad, a personal cell phone from Apple, they do not allow third-party applications to monitor what goes on in that phone. However, if you are a educational resource partner with Apple, they do, and Lightspeed is. So Lightspeed did a survey of 2,000 parents. They found that over 3/4 of those parents feel that because of the pandemic, their child is suffering from mental anguish as what's going on. 75% of those parents also think that their kid is not safe on that school device. So what do? Parents have to ask those questions to the school officials on what appropriate filtering systems that they have.
And that's what I want you to talk a little bit about, because I know that it's the development of web filtering as well as online student safety technology for school districts. So you're working directly, this system, this filtering, this monitoring is something that's coordinated directly with schools, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't commercially buy that for your personal system. And the beautiful thing about Lightspeed is that they use artificial intelligence in their programming. So what does that mean? So what that means is that when a kid searches something in Google, when a kid talks to someone about some things, searching things on YouTube, it puts that message all together and it creates an alert. This alert can be for self-harm, it could be for cyberbullying, sexting, sextortion, and even school violence. 80% of the school shooters over the past 20 years had posted what they wanted to do before they did it. And if you have alerts in play, that would have sent an alert to the school. And not only that, what I found amazing was that the parents have their own parent portal in Lightspeed, and they can see for the past 2 weeks what their kid has been doing on that device. Incredible.
Interesting. Yeah, it is incredible. And it's interesting you mentioned school violence and the fact that many kids post about it before it happens. The same is true, as many educators and experts know, about mental illness. Kids will often post or tell friends that they're struggling or they're suffering with things like depression and severe anxiety before self-harm happens. So I think it's so key what you're saying about that sort of early detection and recognizing things early on. And I like in your information that you talk about moving the conversation from preparation and response to violent incidents to mitigation and actually prevention of those things happening.
Yeah, so I am one of the cyber trainers for the National Association of School Resource Officers. I just came back from Michigan City, Indiana, at the Indiana's Resource Officers Conference. I was the keynote there, and I showed them how to investigate online incidents, whether it comes to gaming or social networking, and what to do and how to get the information. One of the biggest things is that law enforcement and our SROs across the country, that's why SROs are so important to schools, that they have an understanding on how to get the information immediately so they can stop it before it ever gets going.
Such great information. I appreciate your time so much, and I'm going to share where people can get more information.
Yeah, so they can go to lightspeedsystems.com to get the information for the schools, take a screenshot of it, forward it to your principals or your school boards. And if parents want their own personal education online, I created a program called cyberparenting-101.com. Cyberparenting-101.com. And parents can get an online training for themselves to understand exactly what they should be aware of.
Thanks for your time, Detective. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Have a blessed day.
You too. And for more information, again, you can go to lightspeedsystems.com. You can also call your school to make sure they have online safety solutions in place. All right.